All right, here's part 2. Now, we did the distance formula. What's the second thing I said we were going to do? Midpoint. And let's go back to black. There we go. All right, so now we're going to do the midpoint formula. So midpoint formula.
Is it just that same formula that we just did divided by 2?
Now, it's not the same thing, but you do have a divide by 2. Let me just show you real quick. I'll give you a quick explanation. Now, this should take a little. It shouldn't take as long because you kind of understand that whole x1, y1 thing. Okay. Say what? Yeah. Everything I put up here, might as well. I don't want to have all the fun.
Fun.
Sure.
Isn't math fun?
Oops.
He's a math teacher.
It is fun. What are you talking about? Oh, it is. There's a lot of fun things. Just because you think something else is fun doesn't mean this isn't. All right, here we go. All right, ready? Here we go. Let's call this point something. What are we going to call it? How about x1, y1? And what are we going to call this point down here? x2, y2. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to find the midpoint formula. Let me go back like I did earlier and talk about midpoint. Let's do that same number thing. What did we do? 20 and 34, is that what it was? When we going down the road? Okay.
Yeah, man.
Let's say this. Let's say, you wanted to meet somebody halfway. You were here. You didn't want to drive all the way to their place, and they didn't want to drive all the way to your place. And so there was a Burger King, okay, halfway in between. All right, Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I like Chick-fil-A.
Better.
All right, shh. Come on. We got to finish up. There's a Chick-fil-A halfway in between. And you said, hey, let's just meet halfway in between instead of me driving there and you driving down here. You follow me? So you're figuring, okay, I know I live at the 20-mile exit, and my friend lives at the 34-mile exit. I wonder how many miles I have to drive to get to go halfway. So you could do it a couple different ways, couldn't you?
Yep.
Christian, how would you do it?
First, what I would do is I would just calculate how many miles are between them, and then I'd divide that by 2.
Okay, so how many miles are between them? We came up with that already. 14 divided by 2 is what? 7. So what mile marker is Chick-fil-A?
7.
It's at 7? It's at 27, isn't it? Because it's 7 from here and it's 7 from here. Okay? Watch, here's another way to do it. That's a good way to do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Are we listening? A lot of chatting going on. You need to listen. Christian. Thank you. All right, here's another way to do this. Watch this. I could do this. Tell me if this works. I could take the 20. I could add it to the 34. Okay? But then do what to it, do you think? Divide it by 2. Let's see if that works. Okay? What's 20 and 34? 54 divided by 2 is 27. How about that?
Oh, that's easier.
That is easier, isn't it? Okay, that puts you right in the middle. That's what we're going to use for our midpoint formula. Okay? So let's get rid of all this. Just to get it out of the way. You got that written down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I do.
That's okay. All right, now watch this. I want to find the halfway point, which would be, let's do this in red so it stands out. The halfway point would be, I don't know, I'm saying around here somewhere. Do you think? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go halfway down the y and halfway across the x. So I need to know what is the distance, from here to here and here to here. So what I'm going to do is this. The midpoint, I'll put MP for midpoint. Is that all right? Is equal to. What we're going to do is we have an x and a y this time. We're not just going across, are we? We're going across and we're going up and down. So how do you find halfway? This is your x1 and this is your x2. How do I find half of that if it's the x's? This is x1 and this is x2. How do I find the halfway between the x's? You got it. x1 plus x2. Oops, I'm running off my pad here. Over 2, right? Now, what about the y's? The y is right here. That's your y1, and this is your y2 down in here. I want to find halfway up and down the y. Okay, what's halfway? It's the same thing, except it's y. So it's y1 plus y2 over 2. And that's my midpoint formula right there. Notice what the midpoint formula is. It's a what? It's an ordered pair. So an ordered pair is a, talk to me,
As a fraction.
It's a point. It's a point. That's right. The distance formula was an actual number. It was a length, wasn't it? This is how long for distance. A midpoint formula is where is the point located. You got it? All right, let's do a quick little example here. Let me find one. Okay, here we go. This is taken right from the book. And let me get rid of all this. Alright, this is taken right from the book. It says find the midpoint between, and they do this. They say, they put a letter out in front of it because that's the,
Start.
well, it's the point that, it's just the labeling. Oops.
Is that 6.5?
Let's do, it's -6, 3. It's a little ugly. That's a 1, 0. Okay? So it says find the midpoint of line segment ST. So there's line segment ST. There's the S, there's the T. You got it? And it says find the midpoint. So it's actually pretty simple. So midpoint equals, remember it's a point, isn't it? So it's an ordered pair. Make sure you put it in an ordered pair, comma in between. How do you find the first part of the midpoint? Take the x's and do what to them? Add them up. So let's put it in here. -6 plus what? 1. And then divide that by 2. And now you take the y's, 3 and 0, and divide it by 2. You got it? Pretty easy, isn't it? -6 plus 1 is?
-2.5.
Yeah, we'll just keep it -5 and over 2. And this is 3 plus 0, which is 3 over 2. We can keep it just like that. I'm fine with that.
If you wanted to, could you put -2.5?
If you wanted to, but why would you want to do that? I guess you could if you wanted to plot it. Sure, you could do that. It's -2.5, right? And this is what? 1.5. If you wanted to do that, you could. If you wanted to put 0.5, you could do that as well. Any of those answers would be fine with me. Okay? I would just leave it. Yeah, if all they did was say find the midpoint, I would just leave it like that. Because look, what if you changed it from this to this? You might make a mistake, right? Just changing it from a improper fraction to a mixed number. Might as well just keep it like this to begin with and don't risk making a mistake and turning it into this. You with me? All right. That's pretty much it. It's distance formula and it's midpoint formula. Okay, I showed you how we got to it, not just how to do it. Okay, sometimes I think it's important to understand how we get to these formulas instead of just knowing how to use them. Okay, your homework for tonight.
Yay, homework!
Good. I'm glad you have some enthusiasm about this. So it's section 1.3, obviously. And it's pages 31 and 32. And you're going to do 13 to 32. Okay? So section 1.3, pages 31 and 32, you're going to do numbers 13 to 32.
Can we start?
Yeah, you can start. You got a couple minutes here. You can start. All right? You guys want to say bye?
Bye!